Thumbs, thisweekingeek.net, that guy with the glasses, and a crap ton of radio stations in the U.S. This asshole to my left.
I'm Tino Time from Bit Fighters, and
Tino sucks.
Tino Pony Man Time.
Thanks.
I love you, Tino.
Then to my right is my able-bodied youthful ward.
The Blue-Eyed Devil. No, I'm Scott. I also am. Oh.
Don't
also occasionally do podcasts and reviews with Michael Dodd over here.
And of course, Rue from Blistered Thumbs, and you do a really good capture. So, purpose of today's panel, like I said, when James decides to get here, if he gets here, is to talk about retro gaming, and because of people like ourselves, we're seeing a huge surge in people starting up new review shows and people showing collection videos on YouTube. I work with people like Handsome Tom, and he has a huge video game collection. And the idea today is to talk about how to build yours for a hell of a lot less than you might think. Because a lot of people decide, I'm just going to go on eBay and drop $20-$30 on a game. Or thrift. See that? We're going to talk about
stores and garage sales.
Yeah, you'd be surprised the cool things you can find out there. I mean, I've heard people find Action 52s at garage sales for $5.
Wow.
Or
I got Stadium event for 25 cents.
Yeah,
Better than the game store or Game Haven that's sold for $50.
What was that?
There's a Game Haven store in Burlington. They had an Action 52 cartridge. It was $50.
Did you buy it?
No.
You buy it.
Fuck that! I'm not paying $50 for a piece of shit.
It's not cheap. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll kind of go down the line here and talk about how we build our own game collections and then just kind of share tips and whatnot. So Tino, you're going to lead us on.
I started retro collecting about a year ago because I pulled out my NES and realized, fuck, where has this been? So started playing that.
Propping up the couch, I'm guessing, right?
Speak to the back.
Oh, the back. I want to talk to Batman. There you go. So I started looking around, going to one-up games, garage sales, flea markets, and the problem is people are introduced to the internet, so they know how much a game is worth. So you can be like, oh, this game's $5. No, it's 30. No, it isn't. So go around with my parents, friends, and this guy, and we try to make bargains. And so far, my collection's gone from 36 to 132 in a couple months.
Mine, I get a lot of my games from the game companies for free. So anything in the last 5 years I've got for nothing. And I didn't start collecting yet.
Sold out!
So
why we can't have nice things.
I heard that's why you buy $1,000 Lancers.
That's the jewel of my collection, but I'll get to that in a minute. I realized I didn't have a lot of retro stuff. Like Tino, I found my NES when I went to my parents' house, and I'm thinking, man, I should play it. I used to love this when I was a kid. And I started RAD, which is Review a Day, the show I do on Blistered Thumbs, and I decided, maybe I should go back and collect some retro stuff. And I didn't hit garage sales at first, or flea markets or thrift stores. Like an idiot, I went to eBay. So yeah, I spent way too much money I didn't have. Thanks to my lovely wife, thank you. Yeah, our credit card's loving me for that bill. So anyway, then I just started building things, and people started sending me games just because, like, hey, I want you to review this on the show. And then I just started visiting places like Value Village, thrift stores, and even, oddly enough, comic book stores, because Laura's store, she runs Baby Comics in Hamilton. And
Is James there?
I'm dying if he's not here. Yeah, fuck him.
Whoa.
Double book. Well, did you tell him Michael Dodd is here?
And Rue?
So
Where's
anyway.
the important one here?
Half and half. This is Arnold Palmer here. We got it.
Do not make me unleash the Albino Fury under that.
So anyway,
I have fans here who came here for James' role.
Yeah.
and then,
Let's make it happen, Captain. Okay.
all right.
You're talking about me, what a bastard.
So So yeah, pretty much a lot of my collection is a lot of modern stuff. I tend to collect a lot of collector's editions of things just because it's all because of Modern Warfare 2. I missed out on the really cool goggles and now I'm trying forever to make up for it.
Did you find your keychain?
No. There's a story there. And that's how I got into that, but I'll talk more about my retro stuff later, so let's go to Scott.
Well, I started collecting, I guess, actually going out and trying to find things a year and a half ago. My girlfriend Shannon over there, she happened to give me her Super Nintendo and original Nintendo with an abundance of games, so that saved me quite a bit of money.
So get a girlfriend, tip 1.
I have my old stuff, so like my N64 and stuff. I just started went to a few swap meets or whatever, picked up some consoles, just some games like Kijiji, finding some people in the area who will sell it pretty cheap. Some people are assholes. What can you do? Other than that, I'll just go to his house and I have extras, so I put them in my pockets and I go home.
Pretty much.
Or I buy him pizza and
I trade games for food. There's a reason why.
other than that, yeah, just that's what I do. Like I'll Kijiji it. I go to Toy Rat in Milton. He usually gives me pretty sweet deals and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really where I get my stuff. Nothing too exciting there. I apologize. But next to this guy with boxes of useless shit.
Yes! Yeah, you shit.
Yeah, so I'm a fairly recent collector.
Doing all your
That seems like all of us here.
Well, when I was a kid, years ago,
Many moons ago.
I had a paper route, newspaper route, so I was able to have some spare money to buy boxes and boxes, well not that many. Something like 50 or 60 Super Nintendo games. A lot of those were like clearance sale kind of stuff, like Zombies Ate My Neighbors for $4.
Oh my
something
god.
like that.
Oh my god.
And for whatever reason, I just kept really good care of the boxes and stuff. I didn't throw them out or anything, so that's why I have most of my collection. And then, after talking and getting to know people like Pat the NES Punk and the Game Chasers, who have ridiculous collections, and also giving me tips, I've started to kind of branch out, and I'm starting to fill things out a little bit more like this. But,
And he's giving those away to everyone in the audience.
So I guess where do we want to start? I guess our favorite hunting grounds. And I guess I'll kind of lead this one. My favorite hunting ground is do you guys have in the States something called Kijiji?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Kijiji,
Yeah,
Craigslist,
yeah, Kijiji and Craigslist. I love hunting there. For 2 reasons. One, usually, if you can get someone on the phone and get them talking, I find you can 9 times out of 10 fast talk them. Just like, yeah, I got all these Nintendo games, and don't be afraid to lowball people. Like that's one of the things I learned from Scotty. It's just off them $10 and see what happens. The worst they can do is say fuck off.
Man, walk to a guy like a $400 collection. I'll give you $20.
Yeah,
But he got it.
Yeah, our friend Vito got Sealed Chrono Trigger, Lunar Silver Story, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy, and all these other games. Yeah, $10. Wow.
He walked into a man's house and
Yeah.
he's like, my wife wants me to charge this one. I'll give you $20 or $10. And the guy's like, alright. and he luckily bought the games and left, like right as the woman was coming in. Wife was like coming in the house.
I'll explain it to you later.
He has no soul. He won't give you James Rolfe.
But yeah, I mean, I find if you can get someone on the phone and just get them talking, 9 times out of 10 they're willing to negotiate. I mean, you can lowball, but don't be an asshole about it, like Vito and his no soul and $20. But you'd be surprised. Like, for example, you can get an arcade machine. I mean, I got my first arcade machine for, what, $500 or something like that?
I thought
It was like $250.
Yeah.
Yeah, $250 for the actual cabinet.
Oh, you mean the board as well?
Yeah, and the board was like $150.
There's a lot
But
of games on that board.
But if you call places like, say, a restaurant or whatever, and you want their arcade machine, you can get it for like $50, $60. Because they just don't want it.
Or arcade
and
options.
it's hard for them to maintain, so a lot of people want to get it off their hands too.
Yeah, like for example, arcade machine or like arcade ownership, that's sort of my thing, is you can get these things retarded cheap, and they are so easy to maintain. Like replacing your buttons is like $20. Replacing the JAMA harness about 30.
The monitors is the only thing that's getting a bit.
Yeah,
harder.
I mean there is one company that still makes original CRTs now, and they're going out of business. But to convert everything over to an LCD screen, it's a switcher. It's like $50, and it's just a computer monitor. So arcade ownership is retarded easy now. I picked up a cocktail table for my anniversary, or sorry, for my wedding last year. Talked the guy down from 1,000 to 400. And it's got like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Paperboy, and all these things on one board, and Galaga in one board.
Pretty fun. Actually.
Multi-boards are retarded cheap too. There's like a Neo Geo, it's like 100 games, and I think that cart's only like $100. So Neo Geo, oh yeah, there's... and like, it's weird though, because Neo Geo cabinets are so common, people will sell them for $20 just to get rid of them.
They're Palladium Arcade.
Yeah, they're like one of the things. Like where's mostly everybody from? Is everybody from Toronto area? Or did you come from far away? Or like,
Hamilton.
okay.
Hamilton.
There's a thing over in Mississauga called the Starburst Auction. If you go to Palladium's community page, there's an arcade auction. It usually happens the first or last Saturday of every month. You can go there. I've seen a Golden Axe machine walk out of there for $10. Yeah, like seriously, if you got $100 in your pocket, you go to an arcade auction, you can walk out with 2 machines. I've seen Street Fighter 2s go for $60. I've seen Marvel vs. Capcom. I think it went for $80. The last one that I went to. So arcade ownership is really, really easy. What about, I don't know, Scott, like you tend to buy like a lot of really loose stuff and you get like retarded good deals on it. Why don't you talk about that?
Well, a good thing also is become friends with store owners, really. Like,
Yeah.
Go to the stores, chat with them. Like a store I go to, I'm saying Toy Ride again, he has the thing for my mom. So I bring my mom in and he chats her up and whatever, and then
Your
he gives
mom's
me...
hot though.
Got any pictures?
Hold on.
Hello, Michael Dodd's office, speaking. Yes?
I'm normally not this unprofessional, guys, I swear to God.
We can't get James. Even if I have fans that are screaming for him.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. I had to set up like a month ago. Sit down.
Yes, hello.
Okay, we're out of here.
Call your mom instead then.
Yeah!
I didn't catch that, sorry. Everyone's loud in the panel. Well, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. Okay. Well, Vito's saying he might be able to get him half and half, so...
So we're gonna arm.
You don't think it's gonna happen? Can't Arnold Palmer this?
Come on.
Now this sounds a lot like human trafficking.
Can I get his kidney?
I've got April's
Okay.
number.
We'll
All
keep
right,
the
then.
top half. They can take the legs.
Just drag it.
The mighty nerd Lang.
Alright.
We're sorry, guys, we really are.
Okay, bud.
We're doing a panel here, wrap it up.
You can just talk
All right.
Just talk over it.
I stayed with
Right.
But it's interesting. Live via phone from
Okay,
Okay,
so
wait,
I'm gonna go to
Panel
Bruno
gets a
now.
lot, okay?
So what are some of your favorite
Okay,
games?
thanks, bud.
So,
It's fair.
So?
He's not coming.
Okay.
He got double booked, he's like, I can't get him. He's like, I can't go in there and tell him to come here. There's so many people with all those other guys.
We're sorry.
Talk louder.
Alright.
Sorry guys, so we're gonna have open seats soon, probably.
Yeah,
Doors are situated there and there.
I have all your numbers anyway.
What a shitload of fuck.
You know what's bullshit?
God, this next big change, you know what's bullshit?
People don't show up their own damn panel.
I'm gonna click the video. Okay, where were we? Professionalism.
No,
Underground.
Hunting ground. Yes.
Oh, why did I get to finish my...
Okay.
it's hot bomb.
Yeah, that was where my... All right, let's just talk about mother.
Ask us.
But yeah, he had the thing for my my mom. It's pretty obvious. So I just like take advantage. I'm like, hey mom, we gotta go out there today. And he gives me like crazy deals. Like he has vinyls and stuff too. So I get like $400 of vinyls for like $50, which is always nice.
Pimp out
But, like,
your mother.
huh?
Pimp out your mother.
Exactly. Video games.
So
It's a worthy cause.
so far the tips are have a girlfriend that's willing to give you shit.
Video games. Be a privileged Oakvillian. Yeah, but yeah, just make friends with them wherever.
I'll have you know I'm middle class.
Disregard video games, acquire women. But yeah, just he's a thing for my mom, so he gives me sweet deals. So I just go in there, or whatever. He'll hold me new stuff that comes in. But yeah, just go to stores often, purchase things, obviously, and go there enough that he starts to know you. Whoever you start talking to the guy, you start to just become friends. And 9 times out of 10, if he gets awesome stuff, he'll call you first, or he'll make sure to give you good deals because you come often. That's probably the best tip I have, because that's what's been working for me.
Now, Scotty, how long did it take you to get to that point? Like how many months?
Well,
or like a year?
With the mother, that gave me like plus 10 to my tree there, so it took like 2 weeks. But realistically, if you don't have a mother who he has a hospital or someone or enjoys, wait, that sounded fucking terrible.
And it's on video. So.
And my sister's gonna be like, what the fuck? But yeah, like probably a good few, like 2 months probably, if you go frequent there enough, and we'll drop some money. Like the first time, be willing to drop some money the first few times you go to stores, just so they know you're serious about coming here. Like, don't look for a $2 game the first few times you go, but sooner or later you'll start to get sweet bundles for good deals.
So, is there like a buying strategy to sort of buy your way in the front door, so to speak? Like, should you buy something that is stupidly priced?
I did.
During that time?
I think so. I think you should. Like maybe the first few times, so like you at least support the guy, so he can make it mutually beneficial to help you out as well.
I'll give you $100 for that Super Mario Duck Hunt.
Well, then you have to start with me. Like, what the hell? But yeah, that's the best thing, is make friends with shop owners and whatever, and that's probably going to help you out. Just be willing to spend a few dollars more when you start off collecting.
All right, then, Rue, what about you? What are your favorite hunting grounds?
Just buy boxes of useless shit.
Yeah, seriously.
Just take the whole thing quotes.
So where I live, the hunting grounds are scarce, actually. Flea markets are generally sports games, and yeah, there's not a lot of retro stores. So I do have to turn online for a lot of things. eBay can work if you're patient, if you set up alerts. You can sometimes find something under the radar, not for like Chrono Trigger for $10 kind of stuff, but I saw a boxed complete Lufia 1 that I barely missed on because someone put it up as a buy it now for $30, which is at least half of what it's worth, and I missed it just a few minutes later, like because the guy put it up and it was gone. So you have to just be careful with that. Also, I don't know if you guys have this or an analog in Canada, but one of the lesser known websites I go to is shopgoodwill.com.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Is it James?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Vito, tell the joke.
It's me.
It is Vito.
You are not James Ross.
We can't even half and half this, man. There's no way we're getting
There,
there.
unfortunately, okay, I'll let everybody know. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a mix-up in the scheduling. We do very greatly apologize.
So kill him.
So you can shoot all your darts at me or anything like that, but we do apologize. He's not being able to come today to this particular panel. I do apologize, guys. It was a bit of a mix-up. I'm greatly, very sorry.
I will kiss each and every one and show them your sword.
I will.
We get to choose the location. Bye anyway.
Can we
Free hugs.
Hey, come on, there's still awesome guests over here. Come on, man. Oh, great, we get the consolation prize. Let's go,
Free caffeine for a year!
Okay, guys, so if we can still continue the panel, that'd be awesome. We can still have a lot of great advice for everybody for retro collecting. We can give you all the information you want. We'll still be questions and everything you need to ask. And God is always patronizing and everything down God's way. So anyways, I think, did everybody introduce themselves?
Wait for you.
I know, I'm kind of behind here, so just to kind of catch up. But my name is Vito Facetti. I am one of the head electronic gaming personnel of ConBravo. I've been collecting for about 5 to 6 years now, and I collect everything from the very beginning to the very
end
stuff, and to the very end.
And arcade machine.
Yes, and arcade machines.
Going back to the
Okay, so anyway, talk about Shop Goodwill.
Yeah, Shop Goodwill, and who knows, they might ship to Canada, I haven't checked. But
I bought things through eBay that are put on by Shop Goodwill.
so that maybe that'll work, yeah, but it's like a crappier version of eBay, but they still have a lot of retro video games. Like if I go and I search Super Nintendo, I usually get a couple dozen hits. It's a little
Sports game.
I was just gonna
no,
say.
actually, good stuff. Usually lots, which is a good way to fill out a collection. But the thing is, no one really knows about it, so you're gonna get a lot cheaper than you will on eBay.
Well, now 100 more people know about
I
it.
know, and you went on the 3 people who watched the video, but this room but that's a lot of the lesser known things. And I'll also say conventions like this. Most all of the people that are selling retro video games know what they have, and they're probably going to jack it up to like 50% more than what it's worth. Once in a while, usually in every convention, there's at least one booth that actually is reasonable on their games. They'll probably have more of the rare stuff that you're not going to find elsewhere. And if you get a bunch of games at once and kind of bundle, they're willing to knock off price. You got to haggle. You got to come in at some sort of lower number than what's listed and just see what you can get. I will say, like all these games, just a shameless plug, not that they paid me, just because they gave me a great deal. These are all from 1UP games.
One up? Where's your shirt? Is it under here? One up?
They gave me 3 loonies. That's a thing, right?
Yes.
How loony are you?
So, and, I'm sorry, one of those things.
Hey, which one are those?
Oh, sorry,
Yo, what'd you get? And how much?
Plastic bag.
I got a sealed copy of NHL '96 that's also squashed.
I'll give you 2 loonies.
It was $2.
I see something really cool. I want it.
Which one are you looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ease, Wanderers from Ease.
Nice.
3. That
3
was-
loonies and a toonie.
I'm not kidding.
He's negotiating.
There, the toonie.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure doing business, sir.
Let me pull this up on the phone real quick before I cede my time. But there's a couple of websites I check that are really good to kind of see what you're getting before you actually buy. One is rarityguide.com, and another is videogamepricecharts.com, and there is an app for the iPhone too for that. Perfect. So, they have differing prices. Price Charts is a little bit higher, but between the two of them, you can get a good idea of how much things are worth, so you don't overpay.
There's one app I actually want to tell you guys. For those of you guys that trade in newer games, like anything in the last couple of years, there's an app for the iPhone and the Android, and it's called TIVS.ca. That's the trade-in value system. So when you go to EB, you'll know exactly what your games are worth. They also give you Future Shop. They used to give Blockbuster before they disappeared. They do the Source. Yeah, I can tell you guys how to rip Blockbuster off for $6,000 on video games. I'm not sure if I want that story to be known publicly though.
Well, it's on video.
Yeah, it's on video.
Might as well continue.
I destroyed your corporation.
Single-handedly.
Single-handedly, they paid my rent for it. But yeah, applications on your phone can really help you, but don't bring it out when you're negotiating. You look like a prick. Because that can really hurt you too. Although, like I said, be willing to haggle. Now, Rue, would you ever lowball someone super low just to see if they're a sucker? Like, is there a probing lowball without slowing up their butt?
I mean, I don't go super low. Like, I was talking before about the Game Chasers. I know that they'll
Jay and Billy are dicks.
no, they will. No.
And they steal from
they do.
flea markets.
But no, I think they came across a box Soul Blazer for $5, and what's the first thing they say? Will you take 3? You know, there'll always be the low ball. I try to not do go super low, but
Actually, I can add to a little bit of that. I have done that. I'm a little bit of a jerk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No.
They already know.
They already know. No, but seriously, just by doing that, it's a little bit of a psychological thing. It's always a game. It's a game within buying games.
Some Inception
So,
shit here.
Basically.
Price on top of a price.
But if you really want to get a good deal, don't always give away that you're interested or show value of the game itself. So even if it's $5 and you know, okay, that game's worth 50. Say like, are you willing to haggle a little bit? Are you willing to drop the price? They're like, okay, some random game. It could be somebody that is willing to kind of still deal with you. So doing that and not being afraid to ask is number one. That's in life. Don't be afraid to ask because you'll never get it. At least this way, you're pushing forward and you're still trying to add to your collection and also getting that great deal.
Now, Vito, what if let's say you're at a place like, say, a flea market or something, and somebody else is there with you haggling with this guy? How do you beat that guy and still get him a good deal?
You just pull money out and throw it at him.
Well, my tactic really is to give him a price, walk away, wait till the other guy is, and usually I have the whole thing. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Sometimes, if it's not, and you know that guy's really interested and you want that game, try to talk to the salesperson privately, see what they can do. If you're willing to also, if you're somebody that comes by often enough, they're willing to have a good relationship because you know that they friends. Yeah, become
Chat
friends.
with them again, like I was saying.
Become friends, talk with them, and you know what? If you guys can help each other out, if they got something that they're looking for, you want to trade up for it, awesome. Because then you're not only just giving, you're not benefiting yourself, you're also helping the other person. And if there's always any other way you can help the other guy, they're willing to go the extra step for you as well. It's one hand washes the other.
I'll also add to that if you go by a table or booth or whatever, and there's a good price on something, you're able to negotiate down, but you're thinking like, I don't know, I'll see what else is going on. More often than not, when you come back, it's going to be gone. So don't be afraid to pull the trigger, because otherwise you'll probably just regret it.
Now, Tito here's got a story, and this one kind of comes down with the whole get talking
Yeah,
with you.
act like you're not interested in story. I went to a flea market. You know how like usually they have like big booths and just clustered crap, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, we got like shit over here." Like, I noticed. So I asked the guy, I'm like, "Do you have any like Nintendo or Super Nintendo?" The guy's like, "Yeah, it's in that pile. Go for it." I'm like, "I'm not fucking around. I'm going through it." Chainsaws, baby carrots. I'm like, who keeps this bundle together? And then there's a box. I'm like, okay, sport game, Mario, Donkey Kong. Okay, I have that. And underneath the box in the grime was, where is this?
Right here.
I hate you for this so much.
Final Fantasy 3. And I looked at it, I'm like, this is the only non-sport game you have. I guess I'll buy it off you. Guys like, well, I don't even know if it works. It's just like this pile of crap. And he's like, all right, I'll give it to you for $10. I'm like, all right. Went home. I got a screw bit, which is really handy if you get like Super Famicom games. Just switch the cartridge case with like, I don't know, Mario Paint or something. And then I went home, opened it up, cleaned the fuck out of it. Works just fine. Made you cry.
Yeah, like a little whiny bitch. Now, speaking of being able to take care of yourself, I know you just did a thing on 16-bit Jeopardy.
Right. Don't be afraid if something is cosmetically hurting. If there's a lot of stickers or even marker on it, you can clean that off. There's a lot of great household tools to do that. For sticker residue, Glue Gun is amazing, but you have to be careful with it because it will eat away at plastic if you are throwing it everywhere. To get off a permanent marker, I've heard a lot of different things. I use Magic Eraser, which is a product. But I've also
Clean
heard,
Magic Eraser? Yeah.
Yep. And I've also heard that if you take a dry erase mark, I got this from Jew Wario actually. He sent me a note after I did my video. He said that if you have permanent marker on something, you get a dry erase marker and mark over it, you can clean the whole thing. For some reason, I've seen people do that on whiteboards. I just never thought to put that toward video game thing as well. But
Actually, if I may add, for marker also I find I don't mind magic erasers, but it can be very abrasive, so you can take the finish off.
yeah, gotta be careful.
So be very light with it. It's still a good tool. The other thing you could possibly use is WD-40. It is the wonder cleaning tool for video games. for especially plastic and cleaning the cases and just polishing them up, it actually does help to preserve the plastic and also from drying up and turning to cracks.
Now, is there a way to restore the yellowing of, say, a Super Nintendo?
I've heard of one so anyone who's not aware, Super Nintendo, most famously, but other plastics from the early 90s, have some sort of fire retardant chemical that over time makes it yellow. It's not UV damage or anything, it's just something that happens over time. I have heard of one possible solution, haven't tried it myself, but supposedly if you dip the yellow plastic in hydrogen peroxide, that'll fix it. But hydrogen peroxide's really, you don't want to be messing with too much of that.
It's kind of like, oh, you want to sniff this? And then they pass out.
Just what chloroform do you do?
So be careful, and they specifically think you have to like dip it in there and leave it for a while. So I haven't tried it.
I've heard other people using baking soda and baking the case in an oven. I'm thinking, yeah, that's not hard. I've known it. It's very, very difficult to do so because it's mixed into the plastic. It's very hard to get it out. Usually, those are the kind of consoles that if you got the earlier ones, those ones are kind of, I find, they're kind of cool to do case mods or case paintings. You can kind of use those and kind of dress them up your own kind of way. Question?
Sort of just on that note.
Yes.
There's a project online called Retro Bright.
Okay.
And yeah, I haven't tried it myself. I'm going to try it next on my 40+ original Game Boys. And yeah, they have like pictures of it, and it apparently works amazingly. It was developed by a bunch of guys at the Amiga boards, and yeah, they have a picture of a Commodore 64 keyboard case.
Yeah.
And so one half is like brown, and the other half that they treated, perfect as if it was new.
Oh,
Yeah, for anyone who didn't hear, that's a new product called Retro Bright that's supposed to be able to get rid of the yellowing. I haven't tried it. It's very easy.
Yeah,
But,
I barely heard of them.
I think it's somewhat similar to hydrogen peroxide. So hey, you should try it.
So new, it's from the future.
No, just one thing, like I'm also for sticker residue, one thing that works really well, and my mom told me how to do it because she does it with DVD cases, nail polish from Uber is fantastic at getting rid of it. You can't use it on, like, if somebody put the sticker over the sticker of the game, don't use it, otherwise it will blast it away. But on the plastic itself, if you take a little bit of it and just scrape it off with a paper towel.
So, for example, it wouldn't work on this, for example.
No, you wouldn't be able to do that, otherwise it will scrape away the battle codes with it.
Just be careful, like, choose the right nail polish remover, because some of them are really, like, watered down with other chemicals. Pure acetone.
Watering it down
If
too
you go
is a
get
good
Sally
idea.
Hansen, it's not pure acetone, you have to get something a little more expensive.
So there's a running theme that, besides from acetone, which can be nasty, but petroleum-based products actually do a really good job of breaking down adhesives. WD-40, Gugon is a petroleum-based product, it just smells nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would advise not to use it on some sort of DVD cases actually, because I've tried it. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, everything else is shiny, and I got this kind of matte finish in this one section, and it kind of looks off. And I tried it, and it's not really nice. I even tried it on a really nice copy of R-Type. All of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, plastic is starting to move. Like the actual case was eating away at the case. I'm like, I would never do that again. So that's why I like more WD-40. It's lighter, and it does actually give you a nice shine with it. So.
Makes your whites whites and your colors bright.
Yes. Don't any kind of harsh chemicals on a PCB board. It's still kind of like cardboard, but it's like actually no, I wouldn't say cardboard, but it's more like fiberglass. It will kind of eat away at the materials that it makes up that board. What I would suggest is my best method that I find. If you can go online, get a game bit, remove or screw bit. It's about $15. It's a little expensive for just one bit, but it will save your life on saving money, especially if, like Rose was saying about getting some games on discount if it doesn't work. It's almost 90% of the time it's a cleaning. Take it out, get a white vinyl eraser, not a red one. It tends to be a little too abrasive. It has some metallic material in it. Use a white vinyl eraser, go back and forth with it. Be a little bit bigger, so don't try to crack the board. Put it in, it'll work for sure.
So I just found out we got about 10 minutes left. So one of the things I want to do for this, as the big focus was retro collecting.
Yes.
What's the best, like, what do people collect in this room? Like Super Nintendo, NES, Genesis,
TurboGrafx 16! Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, it's all about blast processors.
I'm trying to build a Dreamcast collection.
What is the easiest library or most accessible library for Virtual Boy?
Besides one game.
NES. Was it for a complete collection?
Yeah, like-
or just to get some sort of collection.
Some sort of collection that people are really going to enjoy years later. Like I myself recommend Genesis.
I love Genesis.
Yeah.
For the Brodies, there we go.
I mean, honestly, NES. There's so many NES games.
But there's so many bad ones.
There are. I mean, there are literally something like 800 NES games, at least in North America. So getting a complete collection is difficult. But to
But
get
James has done it because he's, you know.
James has done it. I think Pat's done it, and maybe 2 other people.
Yeah.
But
California.
But it was sold to a guy in Canada. That's all
I have all 96 games. Count them all.
yes, no, 97. I personally have a Super Nintendo, but it's pretty easy to
Yeah,
get
Donkey Kong.
a decent NES collection.
Yeah. I am a big NES fan. I'm actually, that's my main goal right now for all my, whatever console I'm trying to collect for. But I do agree with Dodd. Usually with Sega Genesis games, because they're hard cases that originally came with them, it's usually easier to find the hard cases and kind of complete them. So it's usually nice, and they look really nice on the shelf.
And
I also find people most sell them really
Sega does what Nintendo.
Damn right! And it's weird because Sega made really good games and yet people lowball those collections.
Well, like I got Comic Zone from a guy. The guy told me it was like the shittiest game ever, and he gave it to me for a toonie. Yeah, serious? Yeah, it was awesome. I'm like, oh, how much is this? Like, it's a piece of shit. I'll give it to you for $2. I'm like, here you go.
I'll also add that if you're looking a little bit more toward the future, stuff like GameCube and PS2 and Xbox original are starting to get retro enough to become a little more collectible. So yeah, if you're looking forward to, hey, you know what, that might be something I might want to get to. Now's the time to buy those games.
And buy the weirder stuff if that's what you really want. I mean, for example, if you can get a hold of a copy of Steel Battalion for under $100, buy it.
Or Neopet's Puzzle Adventure.
It's weird. I
have that game. Someone shut up.
I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for the Xbox, and it was in a really limited print run. Like a fucking idiot, I sold it. And now it's like $130. And because they just didn't make that many, which is really weird. If you look around in thrift stores, pawn shops are a great place to look because usually Xbox games or PS2, they're mixed right in with DVDs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess those Dreamcast and PS1 games. Most people know that. You just go to the CD racks because they don't know. Just look through CDs at like Salvation Army, Goodwill, anything, and I guarantee you'll find at least one game. At least one.
Walk into some place and think of a particular game, systems, games, and if you're the average Salvation Army employee, you don't know what you have, where would you put it? You know, and yeah, something like PS1 actually in the CD rack.
And again, make friends with the Salvation Army. They'll put everything for 49 cents and then be on your way.
I've actually found, I've gone into the kids' toy section and found Sega Picos galore. There was one day, I go in, I went into my local thrift store in the Valley Village in Brampton, and I went in, there was 3 Sega Picos for about $5 a piece, with like games and control, like everything with it. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, mine, I'll take them, whatever I want to sell, I'll sell, I'll trade up with them. It was crazy that day, actually. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy shit happens up here.
So yeah, we have to wrap it up. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, if you guys want to find more retro tips, I mean, I do stuff at Blistered Thumbs.
Sorry, I was just saying, what's the, is it CG?
CGCC.
Yeah. For you guys that are in Canada and local to the area, there's a website. Check this out called cgcc.ca. That's
swap meets are great.
Yeah, they hold swap meets in Hamilton, Toronto, and Kitchener. You can build a good retro collection for under $100.
Like I got my original 3DO, like the first ones, like nice big blocky ones, for like $30.
You got like a TurboGrafx and like what?
No,
15?
I didn't buy.
Oh
No, that was the 3DO I got with. Was it? Yeah, it's Street Fighter. And 2 other games I forget.
3DO?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, the swap meet we went to. That swap meet I got it.
I hate you.
Yeah, like so that's a great website for Canada. Like I said, that tivs.ca gives you what your trade value games are worth, so you're not getting hosed. Also, one last tip I use: Facebook. It's really weird, but if you
Shelburne, mom, and
Yeah,
buy and sell.
look around you for buy and sell groups, like check smaller suburbs around you, and look in the mom buy and sell areas. And I know that sounds really fucking weird, but sometimes these mom and sell groups will post pictures of video games in their albums, and people will forget about them. I'm getting like 10 or 12 boxed Super Nintendo games for about $40 on Monday. Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3.
Can I buy it off you?
Maybe.
Well, someone find this person and offer them 50.
Well, now, if you were to contact them through Facebook,
Yeah.
I just need the three
Just
Donkey Kong Country
one
games.
tip that I have working in that kind of industry, the best times to go in for big lots is mid-September and then early spring.
College kids?
Spring cleaning. Parents are doing spring cleaning, and then September, October is parents have had their kids go off to university or college and go, I don't want their shit laying around.
Yeah, that's how I got a
Stores.
decade of Nintendo Power just 2 weeks ago, 89 to 99.
Yeah,
That's
once,
impressive.
Once the kids go off to school, like, we get so many parents bringing stuff in and going, I don't know what the hell this is, I just don't want it in my house anymore.
Actually, to kind of follow up to that, if you live in a college town, in September to about the end of October, that's when the OSAP runs out because people are stupid. So don't be afraid to take advantage of the drunk retard jocks.
Is that where you get all your good stuff? What, PS3 and TV?
Yeah,
For like
yeah.
$100?
Yeah, like if any of you guys go to college, listen to your Facebook groups, listen to your friends, because you will find some asshole who wants to get drunk. On Friday night, he'll sell you his PS3 for $100. Thanks a lot, asshole. Take it. So don't be afraid to take advantage of the stupid, but I find don't take advantage of older people because
That's Vito's department.
Yeah. Chrono Trigger and Lunar up yours.
no. Okay, quickly, I'll say it.
Fight.
I know this is the last one. Actually, last year's ConBravo, we were doing some searching around because we were like rushing for games. All of a sudden, I work at a computer store. Guy comes in, wanted to buy a TV off of me, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're doing this retro game con, they're called ConBravo. Comes in, says he has all this whole bunch of ColecoVision, television, all this kind of stuff. Comes in, oh yeah, I got this. Then he's got like a special hard case that was only made for the ColecoVision for like 1 or 2 years. Comes in with that, with about 10 to 15 games a piece. He's got 2 Intellivisions, Sega CD with Sega Genesis in the freaking box, and also for the Super Nintendo, he has a box. A copy of Chrono Trigger, and I saw Luna for the Sega CD. I paid everything for like there was about 100 games for about $60. Everything.
And Vito's favorite food is caviar.
Love it. No, I'm Italian, so the hands come up.
But anyway, tomorrow I'm doing a panel with the Twig guys. We're going to be giving out prizes from Hasbro. So you guys should come by at 2 o'clock.
I have prizes.
Pardon?
No, I can't get
You can't win.
You can't win.
Why?
Sit down. And Linkara from the top of the 4th wall.
I'll tell her to come then.
So yeah, we're at 2 o'clock tomorrow with Linkara in, I think, this room. So go enjoy ConBravo. Get out of here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for showing up.